Yes, good evening. Good evening, all. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, my avid viewers. Good evening, good people around the whole world. Yes, the terrible, horrible man, the unapologetical, uncompromising human being, one of those on the surface of this planet, is back again this night. Yes, as you Lord can see, today's date is Wednesday, the 23rd day of October 2024. And by the special grace of Tetragrammaton Sabaoth, Yehoshua, the Lord of hosts, the mighty one, the great I am that I am. I'm still alive today. That's why I'm able to come to your screens all over the world from wherever you're watching this live stream. I'm still the same man. That terrible name, that terrible human being, Frank Olufela Oluseyi Olusegun Alani Bello. I am back again. Truth hurts. Just as you can see there, the time currently in London, England, where this live stream is coming to your devices across the world, is 19:13 exactly. 13 minutes past 7 o'clock London time. It's been a great pleasure of mine to be your host. And let me assure you once again, for those of you who are still in Nigeria, this coming Christmas, I've got a surprise package, Christmas present for a handful of you. And I think within Nigeria, I'm taking note of those that will win the raffle as a Christmas gift. I am definitely going to solicit a few handful of people so that they can sponsor the program, and we then give you those Christmas gift. But at least I'm taking note of a handful of you, and don't be surprised. Keep tuning in no matter what. You never knew what might be in store for you. Keep your fingers crossed. But from the bottom of my heart, I know one or two people that will surely win the raffle, because I've been monitoring each and every one from the beginning of this year till the end of this year. Don't stop. Christmas bundle is on its way to you. The bundle will only be open up to viewers only in Nigeria and not outside Nigeria. Yes, I repeat, it will be only available to those avid viewers who's been tuning in from the beginning of this year 2024 till December. What we want to talk about today is just an extension of where we left off on the last stream. I never thought this could carry on and there's going to be an extension to the last stream. But I am going to break something down for you, because what we want to talk about today is all about, let me put it up screen for you. Hey Joker, I am live. Mo wà lórí live stream. Mo wà lórí live stream. Mo wà lórí live stream. I saw it after my live show. I saw it after my live show. Mo wà lórí live show. Ele Joker. All right. Yeah, that was a call from Akure in Ondo State. I'm very sorry about that, but I have to take it. You see, I never thought the last stream could be an extension of tonight's stream. I have thought that I should be going into a different topic, but something happened today and I want to talk about that. You see, a proverb in Yoruba language usually states that wòlíì kò kí níyì lẹ́ńkùlélé ẹ̀. Did you get that? I'm going to translate that for those of you who are not Yorubas, because it's all about Yoruba nation. The agitation between Banji Akitoye, Dupe Onitiri and Sunday Igboho. The war, the agitation, is already a war within the separatist group agenda. That was why I made up that particular poster to show you guys, and I think I'm going to bring that in once again. Let me see if I can bring in the image. I'll try and bring it in so that you guys can fully see it and appreciate it. Yeah, this is it. Yoruba nation agitation. Yoruba agitation between Akintoye, Onitiri, Igboho. The war within. Separatist group agenda. I'm going to acknowledge each and every one of you. In fact, let me do that right away. If it can, let me take it from the top. Ife Ikem Umobodo, good evening. Patricia Ibitukemi Don Pedro, good evening. Nabuife Chidiebere Vincent, good evening. Alozie Friday, good evening. And at the same time, I can see Omolara Omibeku Orowale. I think you were the first on Facebook. I'm still not getting your comment online. Guys, give us that love, give us that like, so that Facebook can actually recommend the live stream, and YouTube can do the same to alert people that we are streaming live. If you don't show that love and like, it will be very, very difficult. We're not asking you to contribute or give us money. Rather than give us money on this platform, we bless people with the little that God is empowering us with on the platform. So the only thing you can do for us is to just continue to like, show love, because of the content of our discussion. Darani Jojumo, good afternoon to you. You are on the other side of the pond in the United States. You see, Yoruba nation agitation between Akintoye, Onitiri, Igboho, the war within. Separatist group agenda. You see, I first used this very description last year. And when I described the entire group as separatist agenda, separatist group, a lot of people within the Yoruba World Congress and Yoruba Nation Now movement under Tajuddin Rahim TJ were very, very uncomfortable with that description, separatist agenda or separatist group. In my case, when I am performing my job, or rather my duty to God and to humanity. Sentiment is put aside. I don't look at people. I don't even see people. The only thing I am focused about is the vision, the message I want to deliver to the world. You see, many of you who's been in the agitation for the liberation of the Yoruba land, a handful of you who are very truthful to yourselves and are very sincere will know for sure that I have been extremely truthful in the journey. A handful, perhaps, don't know the angle at which I was coming from. So also, a handful perhaps fail to understand the all the risks that I have taken over the years in fighting for a sustainable, self-sufficient Yoruba land. When I was fighting it, when there was no social media, I am very thankful to the Almighty Creator, the Mighty One, who in His infinite blessings and wisdom equipped me with all the necessary tools and machineries to fight the struggle through my pen and the print media. Before we go into the nitty-gritty of the Yoruba agitation, see, let me tell you few number of things that a lot of people don't really understand about the structure of Nigeria. Remember, I've said time after time after time after time, and I've proved this online with graphics, illustrations to buttress my argument that this particular world we live is run in symbols and in code. Make no mistakes. If you still don't believe that this world we live in is run in symbols and in code, then you are a dunce and you are equally a non-entity. So also, I made a handful of you realize as well that kò ń ṣe gbogbo ẹni tó kàwé ló ní common sense. Not all educated people in the world have common sense. Some people can claim to be educated, they can claim to be professors, they can claim to be doctors, but they don't have common sense. Don't be surprised equally that you will find in this world some people that are not even educated, but guess what? They've got common sense. I'm going to make reference. If we must come back to Yoruba nation agitation. The agitation between Banji Akintoye, Dupe Onitiri and Sunday Igboho. Those three. The three of them. Between these three, Akintoye, Onitiri and Igboho, the journey towards a Yoruba nation liberation to be carved out of that nasty piece of a contraption called Nigeria was taunted. It was distorted. And looking back into exactly what went wrong, as far back as year 2020, it is a big shame that I will have to blame. Make no mistakes, and I beg to be corrected. And I equally assume nobody will come out openly to say they want to correct Frank Olufela Oluseyi Olusegun Alani Bello. Nobody. Not even Professor Banji Akintoye is going to come out today to correct everything I have to say, because as far back as year 2020, nobody knew who Professor Banji Akintoye was. They probably knew Professor Banji Akintoye as a professor of history, a former senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in 1979. They probably knew Professor Banji Akintoye as the man that ignited Ondo State on fire in 1983. They probably remember Professor Banji Akintoye as a right-hand paddy of Omobori Owo, who planned a parlor school to topple Chief Michael Adekunle Ajashin from being the governor of Ondo State. In that particular incident, I'll never forget, because of that greediness, because of that palace school between that Professor Banji Akintoye and Omobori Owo planned in Ondo State against Chief Michael Adekunle Ajashin. My father, my late father, nearly got consumed. If not for Baba Olomofe, my dad's immediate junior brother, my beloved great uncle, Baba Dedeke, that many people in Akure knew as Baba Ologun, if not for his own intervention. My father should have been killed with his own old friends, such as Chief Agbayewa, Chief Fagbamigbe, and many of the illustrious sons of Akure land, to which Professor Banji Akintoye and Omobori Owo were the arrowhead. This is not going to go away. But I am not Yahushua. I am not the mighty one. I let go of all those fracas. But then and again, within a very short period of time, Professor Banji Akintoye came up again with the same sly and deception. That was when I said, no, this is not the way people should go about agitation. Professor Banji Akintoye is not going to deny the fact that I never spoke to him about the steps we ought to take, the step by step. I said to him, to get that Yoruba nation is like someone who wants to write a PhD, and I gave him the keys and I said, Prof, ẹ̀yin concentrate lórí nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní inú ilé ní inú Nàìjíríà, ẹ jẹ́ káwa tá wà ní diaspora ká carry on pẹ̀lú process nǹkan táwa fẹ́ ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n guess what? He had able-bodied people to work alongside with him. But then and again, what then happened? Each and every one of them, gbogbo wọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní stab ara wọn lẹ́yìn báyìí. Victor Taiwo stabbed the others. The others started stabbing themselves. Akinola George, Shola Salako, all of them, Tajuddin Rahim, they all started stabbing themselves within the same organization. All of them fighting to be at the top. Àwọn ọmọ tó jù wọn ò rí ọlá rí tó ń pe ọlá níyọnu. People that were not of a nobility family and who doesn't know how to get to power and how to control power. Then the stabbings was ignited, and I was looking at each and every one of them, because Professor Banji Akintoye that was leading, Professor Banji Akintoye too stabbed people who invited him into the Yoruba World Congress to come and lead the Yorubas, because the late Alaafin of Oyo of yesterday, Obalamidi Adeyemi, appointed Professor Banji Akintoye as the leader of the Yorubas. Nothing bad in Ikubabayeye appointing Professor Banji Akintoye as the leader of the Yorubas. Nothing. But the question I am going to pose tonight, from past experiences of 1979 to the moment Professor Banji Akintoye and Akinomo Boriowo set Ondo State on fire, what lessons did Professor Banji Akintoye learn? I don't believe so. You see, when I then bring in the issue of Dupe Onitiri, because the vacuum, make no mistakes, the vacuum created and the lack of leadership to lead the Yoruba people to the promised land, that vacuum that has been created was exactly what gave the likes of Dupe Onitiri, first Sunday Igboho and Dupe Onitiri to come to the limelight. The vacuum that's already been created, that Professor Banji Akintoye was unable to manage. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm not scared of anyone. Truth must be told. You see, When you look at the antecedent of Professor Banji Akintoye, Sunday Igboho, and Dupe Onitiri, these three people are politicians. They are bloody politicians. They've benefited immensely from the same corrupt system that's been in place in Location 9, Nigeria, from 1960 right up to 2020. They were beneficiary of the corrupt system. Sunday Igboho is not going to deny the fact that he was never a beneficiary of the system. He was. He benefited. His terrain, Sunday Igboho's terrain into the political stream in Nigeria started from that moment. He was a bodyguard to Olagunsoye Oyinlola, of Osun State then. Before Oyinlola was then toppled and then power was handed over to Rauf Aregbesola. From Oyinlola, Igboho moved on to Omishore. From Omishore, he moved on to Rashid Ladoja. Corrupt system. Now, let's come on to Dupe Onitiri. Dupe Onitiri was one time a gubernatorial candidate for Lagos State. But the first question that I have been asking, please let anyone that can listen or hear this stream tell them that Dupe Onitiri should bring out the DNA results of the child he said he had for MKO Abiola. I'm not too sure, and I'm pretty sure a handful of you must have watched Abdulmumuni's interview with Seun Okinbaloye on Mike on podcast, and you've seen the expose by Abdulmumuni, Abiola's son from Kudirat. See, when I came out and I said to some people Dupe Onitiri was a side chick to MKO Abiola, please go back and watch that interview of Abdulmumuni and Seun Okinbaloye on Mike on podcast. Ẹ bá mi sọ fún Dupe Onitiri pé nǹkan tó jẹ́ kí ọmọ ẹ̀ tó lóun bí fún Abiola tó pass DNA tó fi ní òun ìyàwó Abiola and not side chick kò gbé jáde. I think I disclosed this to some people that ọmọ tí Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí lòun bí fún Abíọ́lá ó fail DNA test. Fine. Abiola came. He's gone. Don't forget as well, Abiola, MKO Abiola was equally part and parcel of those cabal that messed up Nigeria. And Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí, just like Banji Akintoye and Sunday Igboho, were equally beneficiary of the corrupt Nigerian system. So also Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí was a beneficiary of the same corrupt system. So now look at Yoruba nation agitation, full of 3 corrupt individuals. You see, politicians, they will just be looking at you pé oníyẹ̀yẹ́ ni gbogbo wọn jáde, wọ́n pọ̀n yín mú sí gbogbo yín ni pé àwọn tí wọn ò gbádùn. Nigerian politicians will say ẹ fà àwọn arábí yẹn sílẹ̀ jàre, àwọn tí wọn ò gbádùn. Today, some idiots, they came online from Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí's group because Sunday Igboho's group, through Koiki and Fatai Ogunribido and their group, they went and submit a petition letter to number 10 Downing Street last week. But there are some other things many of you don't know that were going on the ground. You see, a handful of the people within the group of those that went to number 10 Downing Street, a handful, they called me. They wanted me to supply them with some gory pictures of the Fulanis killing the Yorubas in their own territory. And I said, no worries, I will send them to you. But because they were unable to come, Koiki wouldn't have come through to me, Fatai Ogunribido wouldn't have come to me, because there were some other things they came through to me, they wanted me to do, and I said I am unable to do them. If I want to do anything, I will put all my heart, my energy and everything into it. If I don't want to get myself involved in anything, I will play you to your own game. Because Ile. Some of them begged me that my presence will mean a lot at that event of number 10 Downing Street. But hey, guess what? Frank Bello is not screwed up, and I can never be screwed up by anyone, because this man is as constant as the northern stars. I could be well moved. If I could pray to move, prayers will move me. I'm as constant as the northern stars. Nobody can shake me. Nobody can move me unless and otherwise I make a decision to make the move. Then I will make the move. For some reasons or the other, my spirit continued to minister to me, don't send anything. And since my intuition is communicating with me, I have to listen attentively to my intuition. You see, Sunday Igboho and Professor Banji Akintoye thought submitting a petition to number 10 Downing Street is going to give them a Yoruba nation. Mudenreri, laughing. What then happened? I've not seen the Dupe Onitiri group for a while on the social media, but because of that, then the Dupe Onitiri's group then assembled themselves together this afternoon. I watched their proceedings on YouTube from the beginning to the end, a very long, lengthy one. Yoruba nation between Akintoye, Onitiri and Igboho. You see, I thought we've had enough of late on the social media between the religious war in Yoruba land that is currently in vogue, between the Muslims and the traditionalist. I thought that will be the only problem we have to solve now. I never knew we're going to go into another war within the separatist group agenda. So now Yoruba land is now having to fight a war between themselves, trying to deliver Yoruba nation from the politicians. And we've got another separate war in Yoruba land between the three main religions: the traditionalist, the Islamic sector, and Christianity. The question I'm going to ask is, are you all ready to fight this war at the same time? Between the agitators and the separatist group agenda, are you ready to kill yourselves as Yoruba sons and daughters? Because looking at their deliberations today from the Dupe Onitiri's group, it's like a war. it is like a war. And there's already a war on ground between the three religions in Yoruba land. To which the Obas and everyone are trying to quench. They're trying to settle the war so that at least the three religion sect in Yoruba land will live in peace and harmony amongst themselves. You see, left to me, because I am the three in one, and I have been into the three, and I'm grossly into the three. I've got friends, families in Islam. Do I want to fight my friends and my family in the Islamic sector? The answer is no. I've got friends and families within Christianity. Do I want to fight my friends and my family in Christianity? The answer is no. I've got friends, and my family root is tightly knitted to the traditional beliefs. Do I want to fight my own family traditional roots in religion? The answer is no. I can only maintain peace between the three. In as much as, you see, for me, in as much as Islam depends on traditionalist, Christianity also depends on traditionalist. Islam can never lie to me that they don't go to traditionalist when their prayers are unanswered. Imams, sheikhs, they go to the traditionalist who's got the keys to heaven to help them in their prayers. So also the Christians, those pastors, you know them. I'm not going to mention their names. The big ones, they go to Babalawos and Onisheguns. A popular church, a top popular church in Bagada, in Lagos, Nigeria. Why do they bury a whole cow, big cow, at the foundation of the church? A big church in Bagada. Odidi màálù ni wọ́n rì mọ́lẹ̀ ní foundation church yẹn. Àwọn awo wọ́n dẹ̀ ń sọ fún olùdásílẹ̀ ilé ìjọsìn náà pé gbogbo ìdin tó bá jáde láti inú ilẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni congregation ẹ̀ ṣe máa pọ̀ sí. Ǹjẹ́ gbọ́ nípa yẹn? Ǹjẹ́ wọ́n sọ fún yín? Mi ò dárúkọ church kankan. I've never mentioned any church. But all all your big pastors, those big pastors, they are all Isheshe people. All of them, they are inside Ogboni fraternity and the Freemason. All of them. When you look at the Jesus Christ, Jesus, when you look at the Jesus Christ, the Jesus, the Onyibo people packaged to you as your Lord and your Savior, and not Yehoshua or Yeshua, original Yeshua is not a Freemason, but their own Jesus is a Freemason. The authentic Yeshua, whose father is Yehoshua, is not. But their own Jesus, or Jesus, or you want to call it Jesus, is a Freemason. The Jesus Christ within the Christianity and the Pentecostal and the Jesus they proclaim is the Son of God, is a Freemason. Princess Bimbo Atolagbe, Abbas Ganiu Ajani, Benson, welcome. Yeshua, the son of Yehoshua, said, Oti Waninu Bible code, it's been written in the Bible code that some will come in my name. Odetiwa, it's been written in the Bible that his name will be distorted. The white man distorted the real name of Yeshua and then call Yeshua Jesus. Jesus is not the real name of the Messiah. The real Messiah is Yeshua. You see the way you have been deceived. I told you sometime, and I streamed and I showed you a ship that the Europeans used to carry slaves across the nooks and crannies of Africa, through to the slave triangle, to South America, to Europe. The name of that ship, Jesus. Google it. The slave ship called Jesus. It's the same way. You have been deceived by Christianity. You have been deceived by the Yoruba nation agitators between Akitoye, Onitiri, and Igboho. The three of them combined, they are politicians. Today, this afternoon, ẹ wá wo ìpè tí àwọn gúrùpù Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí tí wọ́n ń ṣẹ́ fún gúrùpù Sunday Igboho àti Banji Akitoye. Torí pé kí ni gúrùpù Banji Akitoye àti Igboho wọ́n lọ submit petition letter to number 10 Downing Street. What is the end result of the petition they submitted to number 10 Downing Street? Number 10 Downing Street turned them down. Banji Akitoye, Ekiti man, who ignited the Akiomo-Boriowo's problem in Ondo State in the 80s, before Tunde Diagbon, Babangida and Buhari took over government. Banji Akintoye was at the forefront of it. Between Igboho, Akintoye, Dupe Onitiri, politicians, the three of them, on one side of the Yoruba nation agitation, the war within the separatist group agenda. On the other side, you've got the three main Islamic religion. The three main religion: Islam, Christianity, Isheshi. Those three are equally battling things out within the same Yoruba nation. The little poem about Yoruba nation, you are wasting your time. I saw this back. I saw it way back in 2021, and I said to you, the Yoruba nation movement and agitation is a farce. Irọ́. Wọ́n wá tàn ẹ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ owó. Wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní. Then they started deceiving a lot of people. A lot of people, such as Princess Bimbo Atolagbe, Alaja Folake Alawiye, many of them that I know, they thought the Yoruba nation is going to come as quickly as possible, and all the pensioners, àwọn ìyá arúgbó, àwọn ìyá àgbàlagbà, tọ́n ti lérò pé àwọn máa kó ẹrù àwọn máa lọ padà sí Nàìjíríà within 1 or 2 years. And I kept on telling each and every one of you, but they are lying to you. To dismantle Nigeria, the journey has to start from somewhere. And to dismantle Nigeria, I said it even to Professor Banji Akintoye himself. I said, Prof, it is a PhD project. Ṣùgbọ́n owó tó wà ní diaspora òun ló ń fẹjú mọ́ gbogbo everybody. Àti Profo, àti Sunday Igboho, àti Dupe Onitiri, àti gbogbo wọn diaspora. Ojú diaspora náà dẹ̀ tún ti wá là, because irú àwọn èèyàn, people like Bimbo Atolagbe, they've now discovered that lies upon lies is what they've been told. So now that the money is not flowing, they're now looking for ways of how to reignite back their sources of income, on how they can milk the Yoruba diaspora, and then begin to deceive you. Oh, àti gbé lẹ́tà lọ sí number 10 Downing Street o, wọ́n ti náà máa ṣe kíní báyìí fún wa, ó yá ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní dá owó kíníkan. Let me remind you once again, all you Yoruba people, gbogbo yín tẹ́tí lọ dá owó sí ọwọ́ wọn, tẹ́tí lérò pé Yoruba nation máa wá láàrin ọdún kan sí ọdún méjì, tí mo dẹ̀ sọ fún pé it is through either negotiation or war. Mo dẹ̀ ní, left to me, I will rather leave Yoruba nation to the process of negotiation and not war. Ẹ lọ bá mi bèrè lọ́wọ́ Professor Banji Akintoye, nígbà tí owó flow mọ́, why tí Professor Banji Akintoye tí wàá gba £2,000 ní ọwọ́ Yoruba World Congress through Pastor Okebiorun kò sí. Bóyá wọ́n dá owó yẹn padà o, bóyá wọ́n ò dá padà o, but Okebiorun kò sí. Ìgbà tí wọ́n tí donor yẹn tó dìlí tó fún Yorùbá World Congress ní owó yẹn, ó pẹ̀lú àwọn owó tí wọ́n ti tọ́jú pamọ́. Ẹni yẹn dẹ̀ fi condition sí tóun fi gbé £2,000 yẹn tó fi gbé sílẹ̀ pé in case tóun bá kú contribution ti tòun nǹkan báyìí tí mi ò lè sọ ló yẹ kán fi owó yìí ṣe. Ìgbà tó wò flow mọ́, Professor Banji Akintoye lọ bá Pastor Okebiorun kò sí náà to release £2,000 for him. Bóyá prof ti wá dá owó yẹn padà o, bóyá prof ò dá padà o, I don't know. Ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo ẹsẹ̀ àti mistakes tí Professor Banji Akintoye ti gbé pẹ̀lú gbogbo bí Professor Banji Akintoye bí wọ́n ṣe stabo Chief Tola Adeniyi, Dr. Amos Akingba àti gbogbo àwọn èèyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn nínú ilẹ̀ káàárọ̀ òjíire tó yẹ kán jìjọ ṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀, òun ló gbé wa débi tá a gbé dé yìí sí. Professor Banji Akintoye saw Yoruba nation as a one-man business. That was why the likes of Sunday Igboho and Dupe Onitiri then jumped into the bandwagon. Now, we are fighting 6 wars. War between the agitators and the separatist group on one hand, and then on the other hand, another war, religious war in Yoruba land. On the agitators group, there's a war between Dupe Onitiri, Banji Akintoye and Sunday Igboho. Sunday Igboho's group and Banji Akintoye's group might pretend they are one, but they are not one. Ogun yẹn ó wà nílẹ̀. Religious war between Islam, Christianity and Ìṣẹ̀ṣe is still on ground, all within the Yoruba land. What's the way? Which way forward? Ibo lọ̀nà gbé wà? Ká jẹ́ pé prof ti ṣe nǹkan tó yẹ kó ṣe at the right time, tí wọ́n stabo Chief Tola Adeniyi lẹ́yìn, tí wọ́n stabo, tí prof stabo Dr. Amos Akingba ní ẹ̀yìn. Victor Taiwo too, òun náà tún wà ń bẹ̀ tó ń purọ́ títí ẹ o. Dr. Victor Taiwo too lies. So wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní recycle lára wọn, tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní purọ́ fúnra wọn, torí pé kí ni, all of them Yoruba diaspora àti owó tí wọ́n máa gbà lọ́wọ́ Yoruba diaspora òní gbogbo wọn ń jà fún. That's what they were fighting for. The funds and the resources from the Yoruba diaspora. But I tell you what, today, go and tell anyone, Yorubas in the diaspora, you don't need to contribute anything to the pockets or to any group. There is money in Yoruba land. Owó ó wà ní ilẹ̀ káàárọ̀ òjíire. I don't pray for it, but if we have to resort to war, that is when you guys will know that there is money in Yoruba land. gbogbo àwọn tó wá ń bá yín tẹ gbogbo àwọn tó ń sọ fún yín pé kẹ́ wá dá owó sí Yorùbá nation wọ́n ń tàn yín jẹ ni o. Àpò gbogbo wọn lówó ń lọ bí owó ṣe ń lọ sípò àpò gbogbo àwọn imam àtàwọn pastors yín àtàwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe kan tó jẹ́ pé àwọn náà wọ́n ń deceive àwọn èèyàn káàkiri tán máa ní wọ́n dífá wọn ṣe kìnnìkan bó ṣe wà nínú Christianity ló wà nínú Islam ló wà nínú ìṣẹ̀ṣe o. Àpò oníkálukú wọn náà ń jà, they are fighting for their pockets. The agitation between Akitoye, Onitiri and Igboho. Àwọn ọmọ Onitiri, they are out. They've been silenced for a long time. But the letter, that letter that was taken to number 10 Downing Street ignited their comeback. And I think we are going to see more of them from time to time. From time to time. We will see more of them. Time to time. Let's quickly go on this very short video clip. And then let me see what I can bring you guys that is in vogue at the moment. I think I've got several of them penned down for you. Which one should I bring? Yeah, let's bring in the Adedeji Adeleke's project. Should I bring in that? Yeah, let's bring in the Adedeji Adeleke's project. Here it is.
This is NuMedia TV in London.
Power plants. I generate presently about 15% of the electricity need for Nigeria. I have Chinese engineering companies that work for me. I'm building, almost completed by January, by the grace of God, my new power plant that will be the biggest thermal plant in Nigeria. It's a 1,250 megawatts power plant will become operational in January. But during the course of the design and getting all the permits, we ran into
Listen to that.
difficult government officials.
Yeah, listen. Davido's
For
father.
environmental reasons, our permit, this your project will never see the light of day. But while he was saying that, I was saying in my mind that this guy is talking as if he's God. And because we are not God, I couldn't say it out, but I was saying it in my mind that God, listen to him. Because he's not God, whatever he's saying is null and void. I'm not going to be worried about it. So I left disappointed, of course, and I told my Chinese friend that, look, unfortunately, we have these difficulties, and it seems that it's going to be a while before we can get this going again. Meanwhile, it's a 1,250 megawatts power plant. Price tag is about $2 billion US. It's a 1,250 megawatts power plant. Price tag is about $2 billion US. So it's not small money. So in the process, a lot of money has already gone into design and the preliminaries before we got to the stage where we must have the environmental permit before we can break ground. So my Chinese friend said, what are we going to do now? This is very serious, because the Afro-Exim Bank of China was involved, and that might have meant bankruptcy for him, for his company, because they have invested so much with me in this. So I told him not to worry, that everything's going to be all right. And I told him not to worry, that everything's going to be all right. And he said that he's worried. Do you know somebody that can take you to the president or to speak to someone? I said, don't worry about it. That everything was going to be okay. And he said, are you sure? I said, no, I'm not going to do this on this. I'm coming to see you. It seems that you found a solution, so I'm coming to see you. So while on his way, I got on my knees and I prayed about it. And I asked God to make all things well. And so when my friend came to me face to face, said that, yes, Mr. Chairman, he called me Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, so what is the solution? To me face to face, said that, yes, Mr. Chairman, he called me Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, so what is the solution about this? It seems you are not worried. I said, I'm not worried because I've prayed about it, and God is going to make it right. My friend became very upset with me. He said, God cannot do this. So this is not about God now. This is not about your church. Please, Mr. Chairman, put this aside. We are talking serious issues now. And I said, that is the only way I know to go about it. On the Sabbath, so it was like on Thursday, Friday I prayed about it. On Sabbath, I prayed as I always do. On the Sabbath, so it was like on Thursday, Friday I prayed about it. On Sabbath, I prayed as I always do, and presented this issue before God Almighty. And I challenged God, and I said, God, see, my friend said you cannot do this. So please show up. Not only to convince my Chinese friend, but also the government official that is trying to block us. Let him know that you are God Almighty and there's none like you. So I continue to pray about it. The following week, on a Wednesday, I got a call from the Ministry of Power that I should come to the minister's office. So I went and I was handed over my permit. Amen. I didn't know what happened. All I did was pray about this. So I looked. So I asked one of the officials, what exactly happened? Why am I collecting this from this office and not the other office? And the person told me that the particular government official that wanted to block us took ill, and I was flown to Germany for treatment, and that some of the applications for permit for other types of factories, not electricity, was sitting on his table, and that his boss, and that some of the applications for permit for other types of factories, not electricity, was sitting on his table, and that his boss, somebody that knew his boss, the top person, I'm using the word because I don't want to say exactly the office. So his boss now said he should bring all the applications to his table since he was not there. So my application was one of those that was taken. And his boss wrote on my own application, this is a very good proposal. We need electricity as we need the air. This should be encouraged. And I want a report on the progress of this project every quarter. So that was why I was called to come and pick up from the minister's office the permit. So when I saw my Chinese friend and I told him that we have the permit already, he said, what did you do? I said, I prayed. That's what I did. He said, he didn't believe me. He said, did you bribe anybody? I said, I did not. It's even dangerous. I can't even bribe people at that level. He said, so you believed your prayer? I said, yes. He said, what happened? I said, that other guy took ill and he was flown outside for treatment. And he said, did you ask your God to make him sick? I said, no. I did not ask my God to make him sick. I just prayed, and that all I know is that all things work together for good for those who love God. So I told him it was God that did it. Thereafter, something stuck to the mind of my friend who did not believe in God. Anytime we run into any challenges during the process of building this huge power plant, he was no more worried. But he tells me that, Chairman, when you go to church on Saturday, report to your God, okay? And I will assure him that on the Sabbath, when I go to church, I'm going to report to the Lord.
Yes, I am back. You see, classic example of the same location 9, Nigeria, that we're talking about. Classic. We're still coming back. I played that video clip of Davido's father, who wants to give electricity to people in Nigeria, but one stupid minister within the same current administration stopping the man from achieving his dream. He's not getting money from the Nigerian government. It's not that the Nigerian government wants to subsidize his business. He's got his money. He's got his foreign partners. But one disgruntled minister in the current administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu never wanted to see that project to see the light. That is the same country. It is so sad. And this will take me back memory lane. I once made it known during the days of the fake, dodgy, latex, silicon Muhammadu Buhari in Asorok. I was with a company called Addison Lee when my publishing business collapsed on me, when Goodluck Ebele Jonathan messed up my magazine publishing business to quench. If Jonathan never took that step, I know exactly where I should have been right now. But because I was a little bit polemic, a little bit of a political animal, and someone who has been showcasing to the entire whole world how Ibrahim Babangida happens to be the best head of state Nigeria has ever produced, seem not to go down well with Goodluck Ebele Jonathan when he was president. And because, as at that time, I knew so much that even the officials at the Nigerian High Commission in London, senior, I'm talking about not junior officials, I'm talking about senior high-ranking officials of the Nigerian High Commission in London, I'll mention some of their names. Alhaji Ahmed Umar, the head of Chancery at the time, under our High Commissioner at the time, Dr. Dalhatu Saraki Tafida. You see, both Tafida and many of the senior high-ranking officials, they know Frank Bello is a very dangerous man. And one thing that I am not really prone to is the fact that I can never be bought with money. See, what I knew, yeah, they were senior civil servant, but I remembered I was at the point of publishing a particular story on Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and how Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was having affairs with Dinziani Alison Madueke, his petroleum minister, and at the same time with Stella Odua, the Minister of Aviation. So when Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was in Aso Rock as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, there were 3 women in Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's wife, in Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's life. His wife, Madam Dame Patience Jonathan, then followed by Diziani Alison Madueke, and then thirdly Stella Odua. One of the high-ranking, when I say high-ranking, top official of the Nigerian High Commission in London begged me and then said, "Frank, please, 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 I fear for your life." I said, "Don't fear for my life. I'm doing my job. If they want to kill me, let them kill me. It does not matter to me. That is my service to the Mighty One and to humanity." What I released was just a tip of the iceberg. There was no social media at the time. As I am talking to you today, imagine when Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was the president. I've still got 25,000 copies of the same magazine still languishing somewhere in a garage in Lagos. Hello magazine. You see, if we look at the problems at the time to which I was strictly and honestly addressing, trying to tackle the menace within the Nigerian society and what was wrong, it is extremely disturbing for me and hard for me to comprehend that what I thought should have salvaged the Yoruba agitation was then hijacked. Professor Banji Akitoye then allowed scum bags, vagabonds, illiterates, people with no conscience, intolerant individuals people who lack the ability to negotiate things tactfully and diplomatically. I've got problems with them. Maybe that's why I am different. No one, I repeat, no one within both Banji Akintoye Igboho and Dupe Onitiri's group dare challenge my authority. No one. They dare not. They dare not challenge my authority. If they think they can, because as at that time it got, let me tell you something. It got to a situation when I was with TJ's group inside the Yoruba Nation agitation. Someone called me and then said, "Oh, Mr. Bello, hello, go and look after yourself spiritually, and that some people within Sunday Igboho's group, they said, oh, Sunday Igboho should kill you, blah 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 blah." When that person was giving me that message, I said, listen to me, I'm not really bothered about that. If they burn anybody, well, let them come. I'm not going to brag with anybody with medicine, but I have a maker. Got so good, there was a time the group then organized a Zoom meeting with Sunday Igboho at the time, and I confronted Sunday Igboho. I said, they said you wanted to kill me. I said, try it. If God gives you that chance, you are a winner. But if God does not give you the permission, I said, you are a dead meat. I am not scared of anyone. I am not at this stage in life. I am not scared. If anyone tries anything with me, let me tell you, for me to kill, for me to eliminate any enemy, it does not even cost me a penny. But I am not going to tell you exactly what I am going to do. I try to look for people's trouble, but unfortunately people fail to respond when I challenge them. It won't cost me a dime, but you have to push me to the wall first. And when you push me to that wall, I will tell you I am from Olomofe's house. I will put Islam, Christianity to one side. Then we will face ourselves. That's why I said, you see, 6 different war front. The war between Akintoye, Igboho and Onitiri is on one hand. The war between Christianity, Islam, and traditionalist is on another front. So within the Yoruba nation, already 6 wars pending. Which one do you belong? Which one of these 6 wars? I've just named it 6 wars. Ogun mẹ́fà fún àǹfààní àwọn tí ò gbọ́ Yorùbá. Ogun mẹ́fà, ogun tá máa jà, ó pín sí ọ̀nà mẹ́fà ní ilẹ̀ káàárọ̀ òjíire. 6 different wars looming over Yoruba land. I tell you what, instead of us fighting this war, I made up my mind long time. The better might as well return. Bola Tinubu might as well just return Nigeria back to regional formation. Part of the regional formation that is already in the making. I'm not going to talk about that tonight, but all of you are saying that, and by the time I come back, I'm going to show you, and I will spell everything out for each and every one of you. You see, Yoruba nation agitation between Akitoye, Onitiri, and Sunday Igboho. The war within, separatist group agenda. Get yourselves ready. You see, the worst part of it, you see the map of the Yoruba land. I worked on it, and I was surprised as I was watching the Dupe Onitiri's group today. They even had the audacity to turn the Yoruba nation map upside down. What? They don't even have, they, come on, this bunch of idiots, they cannot even employ quality graphic designers to design their own, to brand their own projects for them. They kept on copying and they kept on turning upside down other people's literary work. Èyí tó ń bá bí dání ní gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń tẹ̀lé Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí ẹ jáde síta. Èyí tó ń bá ti bí dání ní gbogbo yín pátápátá tẹ̀lé rò pé gbogbo yín pátápátá lẹ ti balẹ̀ Yorùbá jẹ́. Àti gúrùpù Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí àti gúrùpù Professor Banji Akíntóyè àti Ìgbòho, gbogbo yín ẹ ti da ìrìn àjò yẹn rú. So kí Bọ́lá Tinubu kúkú dá wa padà sínú regional formation. Èyí tó bá dẹ̀ lérò pé wọ́n bí àbá báwọn, wọ́n bí dáadáa, ẹ jáde síta. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe bá rìn ìrìn àjò ilé ayé yín, màá sọ fún yín, ọ̀rọ̀ lásán ni. Màá dẹ̀ pè sínú afẹ́fẹ́ fún yín. Èmi ò ní ìdá tí máa máa lọ gbàdúrà, mi ò ní gbàdúrà kankan fún anybody. Èpè, ilé elépè náà ti bí mi, èpè ní máa fi sin gbogbo yín. Àwa máa ń ṣépè gan nínú family mi, ilé bàbá mi a máa ń ṣépè gan. Tàbá dẹ̀ ti ṣe ìpè yẹn, tàbá ti ṣe síta tá ti sọ sínú afẹ́fẹ́, ó ti lọ nìyẹn, kò tún padà mọ́. Ó dẹ̀ máa lọ jà ní. Èyí tó ń bá ti bí dá, ẹ jáde síta. Guys, almost 2 hours of talking about Yoruba nation agitation between Akitoye, Onitiri, Igboho, the war within, separatist group agenda. Join me on Friday for another breathtaking topic. It's going to be constant. I've got loads of materials for each and every one of you. It's going to be serious. and there's a battle. Get ready. I want to seize this opportunity to thank all of you on the stream tonight, to say a very big thank you to all of you. I've still got, don't forget, I've still got a surprise package. If you know you are stationed in Nigeria, the competition, our Christmas giveaway, is not open to all of you who are in the diaspora, but those that are inside Nigeria. Like I said, I am going to speak to a few number of our businesses here in London to fund, to support the program so that we can give you some Christmas gift. Stephen Oparako, I can see you watching the stream on YouTube. If you know you are stationed in Nigeria, I'm going to speak to a handful, but I think as at today, Abbas Ganil, you have to be constant. I haven't seen you for a while. I know you are based in Nigeria. You have to be constant from now till early part of December. You have to. I'm just giving you the clue. You have to be. You have to tune into the show from the beginning to the end. It's going to be a surprise package to each and every one of you. Patricia Ebitukemi, you too. You have to. Omolara Omibeku Orowale, you have to be too, because I know you are based in, I know all of you that are based in Nigeria. I'm not too sure about Ife Ikem Wobodo. I know you are based abroad, but I know those that I've dealt with who are based in Nigeria. I've got surprise packages for you. Abbas Ganil, keep it in mind. I don't want you to lose out. Okay? Yeah. It is going to be a fantastic Christmas present for all of you. And the fantastic Christmas present should be coming to each and every one of you the very first week of December 2024. That's the way we do it. Unfortunately, a handful of you, you've not given us the likes and the loves, but it doesn't really matter. But dispatching the messages, yes, Anibolaji too, I know you are watching the stream. Anibolaji too is based in Nigeria. Anibolaji, you are just coming in to the stream. Make sure you are based in Nigeria. Anibolaji, Omolara Omibeku Orowale, Patricia Ebitukemi, Don Pedro, and as well as Abbas Ganil. I know those four of you are based in Nigeria, but the catch is you have to come on to the show constantly. It's going to pay you at the end of the day, because that Christmas bundle and gift is going to go a long way for each and every one of you. Yes, I can. Yes, Owa. Yes, Dupe too. Yes, I can see. I will take note of each and every one as you come in onto the stream. Yes, Owa Ohikwawe, yes, you are too. You are one of them. So I will pen all those names down as usual, and you are in for a very, very good Christmas gifts and present from this end of the dispatch box. Guys, thank you for coming in to watch the live stream today. On behalf of the entire team within and outside the UK who put up this great show, I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you, and I hope to see you on Friday. Tune in, share it, like, follow us, subscribe, and press the bell button if you're watching it on YouTube. The more you do, the more the social media algorithm will recommend the stream to other people. Until next time, guys, the time currently in London is 21:02, 2 minutes past 9 o'clock. This weekend the clock is going to go backward in London. So if it is 1 o'clock in Nigeria, it will be 12 o'clock in London. So it is going back. Clock, it's going back. So don't forget, and until Friday when we meet again, guys, let me say a very big thank you to each and every one of you, and we will surely meet by the special grace of Yehoshua. Until next time, take good care of yourselves, and I wish you a very good, pleasant evening and God's blessing. Thank you for watching. Good night.
NuMedia TV. Beyond the headlines. News in its purest form. If you have enjoyed this video or any of our podcasts or live streams, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe for more content like this. We make information simple. Your experience matters to us. Liberty Media Communications. Live stream with confidence. Fewness of words. Greatness of deeds. We empower people around the world to stand up for their social or ethical principles of freedom or entitlement. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video or live stream.
Referral.